Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Harakah Kadash, the one to see apostles and elders, great most on it, rule well, and Shalom to the brothers doing the work, Syrian truth. Um, yeah, 2025 just kicked in, and it's already, more or less the vibe's been started with, with uh, the T attacks, starting off in the US near enough immediately, kind of setting the vibe for the year. And there's like what 2 weeks, just under 2 weeks till DJ Trump gets back in, and that's kind of the thing kind of on the cusp on what people are most aware of soon. And then this article's interesting. It's on Politico. It says the incredible world-altering black swan events that could upend life in 2025. And yeah, so the spirits completely flipped from 2020 going into 2021 where there was some hope, and then maybe 2022 they maintained it to where people already know going into the next year that there's nothing to be optimistic about. And that's sums it up. Because what it say, 15 futurists, foreign policy analysts, and other prognosticators, providing that prognosticator just makes makes me think of Isaiah 47 and 12. Those prognosticators that they're using them within Esau's realm, within the political realm, within the financial realm, business realm, whatever. People on lower level are trying to deal with those things with predictions and whatnot. But then the elites are doing it as well, and they're doing it in a on the left hand side in the spiritual manner, where they're trying to delve into what's going to happen so they can use it to their advantage. What was it say? Says what an infectious disease outbreak occurs in a small rural community, and then Trump and Xi to negotiate and compromise. White supremacist groups and vigilant self-declared Southern Americans make their way into the fray. The era of mutually assured destruction is back. Movement towards a two-state solution. I guess that's for thingy. But, because of what the political situation has been and what it's going to, this is, what people are meditating on. So it says 2024 often felt manic with assassination attempts on Donald Trump, war in the Middle East, and the implosion of Joe Biden's presidential campaign. But there's no reason to think 2025 will be any calmer. That's not just because Trump is likely to preside over a volatile second term in the White House based on his first term. That's to be expected. But there will also undoubtedly be unexpected shocks that no one can predict in advance. So we asked an array of thinkers, futurists, scientists, foreign policy analysts, and others to lay out some of the possible black swan events that could await us in the next year. What are the unpredictable, unlikely episodes? It's funny because, unpredictable, unlikely episodes. Now, as far as, because obviously with the prophets, we know what the prophecies are. We've, been given the means to discern, what's going to go down before the end. And, the key things is what that charagma. And then as well, World War III, chariots, Yahushua's return. These things must needs come to pass. But then what, for people in the world, they don't have a means to decode what's going down. They don't have a means to, to be able to pass it. They're looking to these guys for that guidance. Because what does it say? To lay out some of the possible black swans. So unpredictable, unlikely episodes. So yeah, for them it's unpredictable. But then, we've basically been clued in to what it's going to be. But up in America, so our experts float all sorts of catastrophes from the threat of AI to deadly epidemics, but they also raise the notion of progress, including in some surprising global hotspots. The following scenarios may or may not take place in 2025, but they shouldn't immediately be dismissed. When we undertook this exercise last year, a number of our predictions proved eerily prescient. So yeah, the largest cyber attack in history. And it's funny because you had, what was it, the US Treasury getting hacked. They're saying by China. That was like right at the tail end of the year. Well, I think it wasn't New Year's Day. I don't even know. It was near enough, like right at the tail end of the year. So the cyber attacks have been a big thing for a minute anyway. And over in the UK, there's like 5G networks and certain infrastructure for the government being set up by Huawei. Then it was revealed like China had a backdoor into it because they're under the CCP. So there's whole dynamics there that may come to fruition, may not. We'll see. But then, and the thing is even if whoever does the attack or not, it can be used as justification because these things are done by, like, you might not have a guarantee of, they were sitting there with like some written instructions from Xi Jinping saying like, oh yeah, do X, Y, Z. Okay, let me see. So there's that one. There's that secret deal to stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons, which they've done a deal before. I think there's a lot of that. I don't even know about that shit because the last deal was with set up by Obeezy. Then as soon as Trump came in office, that got thrown in the bin. And Thingy tried to have it happen. Biden, but so there's I wouldn't expect it. Says secessionists are on the march. Amy Zalman is a strategist and a futurist. She has previously served as the CEO of the World Future Society and a chair of information integration at the U.S. National War College. Midway through the first year in office, Donald Trump accedes to the request of the Great Idaho Movement leadership to support the goal of moving 15 counties from Oregon to Idaho. The presidential nod of approval, handed out casually at the end of a press conference, thrills Oregonians from the eastern rural part of the state who are eager to get out from under the legislative authority of the urban progressive values that dominate in the state's western cities. Yeah, that's been a point for the talking about these different states either moving state lines because they're saying, oh, we would rather be under this government than under a different one. And then as well, it is the whole discussion that's been had about what the fuck is it called, splitting up the union, which is possible because there's been, because of the political divides, everything's pushed further and further to where it's that people might be like, that's the only way I can reasonably get what I desire. So was it the outbreak soon reaches epidemic proportions, and yeah, that's been a point that's been a point mentioned a few times with from really the second finished, the second C-19 finished. You had, what was his name, Bill Gates, saying, oh, the next one is going to be worse, more infectious, more everything. And then it was, as soon as that was said, it was just like, hold on, why is he bigging up the next one? I thought, everything just got dealt with, blah, blah, blah. But then that's the spirit, that's the vibe. It's C-19 was a spectacular tool, immaculate usage. It was excellent for getting done, the desires of desires of the elites, man. They were able to push through various laws and normalize. That new normal really came in under the pandemic situation. Uh, and bird flu's the new one. That's the new one at the minute. Is there another one? Trump and Xi alliance. I think there was another one I was thinking of. Two-state solution. Oh, market crash triggers a global panic. So that's the thing is with all these things, going into prophecy, is these things must needs come to pass. When you're dealing with, the Charugma, the MOTB, that's dealing with a new form of that's got to be used as currency. So that requires what you currently have as a monetary system to have to go in the bin. So it must, that's why it's like we can tell, oh well, these things must needs come to pass. But then people in the world, they'll just kind of be like, they can't think it can happen. Well, thingy. Let me read this. Habakkuk 2:2 said, and the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And yeah, that's the nature of the visions. It's got to the point where these visions have become so clear, so apparent. It's from the heads on down in Great Millstone. From the elder apostles, from those that taught them before. These prophecies have come through and been repeated over and over, to where now they're coming to pass. And now these things are so evident, so observable, that in the general, even people in the world, when they're looking at these things, they're seeing like, yo, I can see that come to pass. That's how plain it's become. That's why it says he may run that readeth it. Because why? It's going to be a terror. They're going to be like, damn, oh shit. It's really actually fucking happening. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And yeah, they may run that readeth it. And what? Though it tarry, wait for it. There was a point in time, really like 10 plus years back, you have to be going to not really be seeing things evidently taking place. But now it's plain as fuck. It's actually, you can't even avoid it. It's kind of insane. Second Esdras 9:1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand there is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And yeah, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see part of the signs past. And yeah, we've already seen more than part of the signs past. There's been various incidents as far as what the Ukraine, Russia, the Gaza conflict in the Middle East, that's heating up. The monetary system, having Elon come in, the discussions around crypto, CBDC, these things. There's countless things you can kind of point to and be like, okay, yeah, that's lining up to where this prophecy is getting ready to be fulfilled. I can see Revelation 13 getting ready to come to pass. I can see Joel 3, getting ready to come to pass. And that just lets you know, oh, okay, it's close. Because what does it say? Then shalt thou understand there's a very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. And yeah, it's not something new being fulfilled, it's something old. Something that's been spoken of for a hot minute, for a real long time. And it's just now what? It's a matter of fulfillment. And then what's being fulfilled, hey, it's plain, it's beautiful. You can kind of observe it and see, like, yo, Yahushua is getting ready to come. The orbs, the chariots. That's something that, that's something you really do go 10 years back. There wasn't really anything being said about in the mainstream. But then what? From like 2018, 2019, the main, like Esau, from the top down, from like the Pentagon, from his esteemed, what do you call it? Like from the places that are esteemed by Esau, you're having that come out. His amongst his what do you call it? His government, his people and whatnot. That's been pushed out to where it's like, oh, it's not even like independent media. It's not even like just the brothers saying it. It's coming out from from the horse's mouth. So that's really where people in the world are then like, oh, maybe there's something to this. They're seeing the orbs, they're getting their brain blasted, and they're thinking like, yo, maybe this is what it is. But then what? It's a fulfillment of words that were spoken before. Finish on this. Matthew 24 and 36 says, but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And yeah, that's, whilst people are feasting, whilst people are enjoying themselves, whilst they're getting married, whilst they're enjoying the pride of life, in the midst of that, that's really when it's going to all come to pass. Funny as hell. And that's really how this news has come out. It's still at the point where you can just ignore it and live life. But it's going to cross that threshold to where it's going to be, it's going to be unavoidable. It's going to be unavoidable. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom.